We're all very aware of the dangers of drinking too much and the effects it can have on our health and safety. But a widespread survey of school principals across Australia has now found that binge drinking is having a significant impact in our classrooms. For more on this study, we're joined by Gino Vumbaka from the Australian National Council on Drugs and Peter Mader. He's the principal of the Hamilton Secondary College. He's in our Adelaide studios. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you.
Morning, Michael.
Gino, firstly, take us through the key findings of this report.
Well, the Council commissioned a survey of secondary school principals, I should say, and one of the key findings was that schools are struggling under the weight of alcohol and drug use that's occurring outside of the school environment. And by that I'm meaning weekend partying, unsupervised partying in particular, binge drinking and in some cases drug use. And the spillover that has, particularly on a Monday but also on other days, into the school and learning environment.
And what sort of spillover are we talking about? It I assume goes beyond Monday morning hangovers.
Oh yeah, we're talking not just the physiological effects, we're talking about incidents that occur at some of these parties or while kids are drunk or intoxicated. Things happen, there can be confrontations, violence, sexual activities, sexual assaults in worst cases. Now kids aren't going to draw a line on that and think, well, it's Monday morning or it's the next day, I'm going to have to move into school mode and start learning. They're sitting then in the same classroom or in the same school in some cases. That the incidents are going to spill over into their behaviour. Teachers are going to be confronted with that and have to deal with that before they can get on with the teaching they're meant to do.
Peter Mader, you've had long experience at the coalface of the education system in schools. What's been your experience on this front?
Yeah, look, Gino's right. It really is something that we see peaking on a Monday morning. The cumulative effect of social media and drug and alcohol use by adolescents does often spill over into a Monday morning curriculum experience where professionals are trying to address the learning issues of students and actually have to intervene and act as social workers and youth workers to address the emotional disturbance. Which
of course is something teachers aren't directly trained in, so therefore how challenging, Peter, is it for teachers to deal with these circumstances?
Look, it really has become more challenging, and I think the advent of social media and the problems associated with cyberbullying and sexting and those sorts of issues, together with drug and alcohol abuse, have made the classroom landscape much more complex.
Gino, what can be done to address this? Is it, and I know a lot of schools do really good drug and education training and counselling, but is more needed to combat this Monday morning problem?
Well, there are probably two issues I think we need to focus on. One is investing in teachers. The evidence is clear that teachers are probably in the best position to deal with this in the classroom, but you need to invest in them with capacity building, professional development, let them have access to the best resources and evidence available and expertise. The other thing I think we do have to confront is that even schools who have great programs, when the kids leave that school environment, they're bombarded with, for instance, as an example, let's look at alcohol advertising. I know you're talking about the cricket this morning. Think back to the Ashes and the level of advertising there was during the Ashes series for alcohol consumption. If you had a haircut, if you mowed the lawn, one particular company was promoting, have a drink, get some booze, celebrate, getting up in the morning, it seemed to be everything but, to celebrate with booze. So that message then goes out to kids who then go into the school environment, learn about the harms that can be associated with alcohol and the need for responsible behaviour and drinking, all undercut. How's a teacher standing in front of a classroom going to compete with a multi-billion-dollar industry?
And that's a very good point that Gino's made there, Peter. I mean, teachers are basically powerless in this respect, but I also wanted to pick you up on his point that perhaps more teachers and certainly greater training is needed to help address the problem.
Look, anything that's invested in education that makes the quality of learning, including this sort of learning around drug and alcohol use, is an investment well made. But one of the points that we would make as educators is that we have to actually understand that young people have developing brains, and the brain doesn't actually mature until 25 years of age. And one of the issues here is the last part of the brain to mature is the prefrontal cortex. Now, that's the part of the brain that deals with the balance between impulse and rational judgment. So as much as we can invest in helping young people make good judgments based on knowledge, the issue will be that while they continue to take drugs and alcohol as adolescents, it's going to have long-term effects, possibly, in terms of their brain development and well-being over time.
Well, Peter Mader and Gino Vumbaka, thank you both very much for talking about it, and we hope that a lot of school students have been watching this chat as they prepare to go to school this morning and take note. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.